Hi, it's John and welcome to the channel. It is 4:35 a.m. on Thursday, January 23rd with the big blue mug of coffee. I hope you're having an awesome day today, and I am having a great day. And I am so pleased at the way conservatives are handling themselves with the media these days and out in public. They are prepared and they're not giving in to the left when it comes to their narrative. Isn't that refreshing? So what I'm going to do right now is run through a few videos to show you some examples of this just from the last several weeks. I'm going to end this video, watch to the end, because an elder statesman of Canadian politics will have the final word on this. It's a black and white video, and I don't think most people in the Liberal Party today would agree with this man's words, even though he is probably the most famous Liberal of all time in Canada. Now, why am I doing this today? I'm doing it because of that Pierre Poilievre video that has gone viral. I saw it on Australian TV this morning when I woke up, and it's of him talking to a television station, I believe in Toronto, when the issue of gender comes up. So we'll talk about that, and then I'll talk about it from my perspective as well, because I worked in media for more than 30 years, and over the last couple of years of working in media, things really changed when it came to, for the lack of a better word, woke. So we're going to start off with a video right off the top from the CBC, the Canadian Broad in castration. Now, Kate Harrison is on there representing the Conservative, probably terribly outnumbered in this situation, when Paul Martin's former chief of staff wants to make the tariff issue with the United States Pierre Poilievre's and is trying to tie Pierre Poilievre to this in kind of a gotcha moment, and this is what Kate had to say.
Hope that he actually will put something before his own political ambitions, and that is to try and preserve and protect Canada's economy and fight as best as we can.
Kate, you don't like that analysis? What's your thoughts there?
It is. My God, if we're talking about political ambitions, we should be talking about Justin Trudeau, not talking about Pierre Poilievre. It is not incumbent on the leader of the opposition to table what Canada's plan for tariffs and a retaliatory response should be. That is the duty of the Prime Minister of Canada. Unfortunately, he abdicated the responsibility and the leadership role because he couldn't see past his own ego, and he has forced Canada into inward navel-gazing political drama as opposed to actually coming up with a plan. I think the issue right now, David, is not what Pierre Poilievre thinks about retaliatory tariffs. It's that there's too many people saying what they think retaliatory tariffs should be. There's no clear negotiator for Canada right now, and that is the fault of the Prime Minister, not Pierre Poilievre.
Up next, we go to the great state of Florida with Governor Ron DeSantis. Now, DeSantis is taking none of it when a reporter brings up Donald Trump criticizing Gavin Newsom during the wildfires out in California.
Is it appropriate for people in your industry to try to create division and to try to create narratives anytime these things happen? Now, you're not as interested in doing that because Newsom is a D. If Newsom was a Republican, you guys would you would have him nailed to the wall for what they're doing over there. And I know we've dealt with it. We just assume in Florida, anytime something happens, it's going to be politicized by the media. So you guys sitting in judgment of Donald Trump, I mean, excuse me, I think your track record of politicizing these things is very, very bad.
I would be remiss if I didn't show you this video. This one went viral to the nth degree. Pierre Poilievre in British Columbia, standing in an orchard with a reporter with an apple. Fully prepared, masterclass, so perfect, you'd think it was staged.
On the topic, I mean, in terms of your sort of strategy currently, you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
Well, appealing to people's more emotional levels, I would guess. I mean, certainly you tap very strong ideological language quite frequently.
Like what?
Left wing, this and that, right wing. I mean, it's that type of ideological spectrum.
I never really talk about left or right.
Anyways, a lot of people
don't really believe in that.
Okay, a lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Like which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but
like who?
I don't know who, but
well, you're the one who asked the question, so you must know somebody.
Then we come to the new president of the United States, Donald Trump.
As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
After Trump says that, the news station in Toronto knows that they've got Pierre Poilievre on. Word goes out to this anchor here, get Poilievre on the gender question. A gotcha question. Poilievre fully prepared for this, of course, because conservatives are thinking differently. Now, a little different perspective for you. I worked in media for more than 30 years, only out of it for a couple of years at this point, and things really changed near the end. You know it, I know it, the media has gone far left, and that is the case. I saw people who were conservatives keep their mouths shut, and those who spoke up got reported to HR because the leftists at the radio stations I worked at didn't like their opinions. I'm not kidding. Now, the guy doing this interview probably has a Liberal membership card burning a hole in his back pocket. I can't say for sure, but that's probably the case. So keep that in mind while you're watching this. Also keep in mind that in Canada, broadcasting is federally regulated. So this guy probably has to walk by a pile of tampons when he goes into the men's bathroom. That is the case. And in the final couple of years, I worked in media at probably the largest media company in this country. That's all I'm going to say. We had to do regular training online on a yearly basis on best business practices. Near the end, most of it was about DEI, and a large part of it was about trans and gender pronouns. A huge part of it. So this guy has been doing that training, no doubt, just like I had to do at another large Canadian media station. So keep that in mind while you're watching this video with Pierre Poilievre. And then we'll finish it up with an elder statesman from the Liberal Party.
On his first day on the job, President Trump signed an executive order, the U.S. government only recognizing two genders, male, female. They're unchangeable. If elected as prime minister, is that something that you're going to kind of walk in line with, or what are your feelings on that executive order?
Well, I don't know. Do you have any other genders that you'd like to name?
Me personally?
Yes.
I'm just asking more so if you're in line with what he is saying. Do you agree with what he's saying? Is that something that you would be lockstep with if elected as prime minister?
Well, I'm not aware of any other genders than men and women. I mean, if you have any other that you want me to consider, you're welcome to tell me right now.
Well, there's personally, I am a man. I am as people who say cis man. There are people there who, they say they're
me too.
Gender
I'm a
neutral.
Man. Well,
you are a man. Yes.
We've got 25% of our population in poverty. Housing costs have doubled. Crime is rampaging through our streets. I just find it to be a strange priority to spend time talking about this. My priority is to give people back control of their lives and bring back Canada's promise that anyone who works hard gets a powerful paycheck and pension that buys affordable food, gas, and homes in safe neighborhoods. That's the promise we need for Canadians. If Liberals want to talk about different labels for gender that they want to put on passports in the United States, they can do that. I'm going to talk about the things that will bring home Canada's promise.
And did you catch it? He's got the lingo down. He's gone through the training. He's a cis male.
Personally, I am a man. I am people who say cis man.
Poilievre, cool as a cucumber, not accepting any of it. He's interested in helping out Canadians. That's why we need to elect this man. People ask me what I want as a conservative. I want to be left alone. Call yourself whatever you want. Just don't expect me to play along with your delusions. Of course, there's only two genders. Thanks very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one. And I'm going to finish up with an elder statesman from the Liberal Party. He has passed on many years ago. I don't think what he says here would be accepted by most Liberals today, but they're probably the only words this guy ever said that I agree with. Again, see you in the next one.
Take this thing on homosexuality. I think the view we take here is that there's no place for the state in the bedrooms of the nation.